air in the late Jurassic is thin, dry, and cool. You stand in a forest of ginkgos and colossal tree ferns, 150 million years ago. Ahead, in a sun-dappled clearing, you see one of the most bizarre silhouettes in Earth's history. A Stegosaurus. It is immense, nearly 30 feet long, about 9 meters, with a back that arches high into the air like a timbered roof. And from that back rise the plates, 17 huge, diamond-shaped kites of bone, standing on edge in 2 alternating rows, some towering over 2 feet, 60 centimeters tall. They seem impossibly strange, like the dream of a mad artist. The animal is agitated, shifting its weight and swinging its tail low to the ground, at the end of which 4 terrifying spikes, each a yard long, jut out menacingly. An Allosaurus, the apex predator of this world, is circling nearby. The Stegosaurus turns its body, always keeping its spiked tail aimed at the threat, while blood flushes into its plates, turning them a vibrant, intimidating crimson. How did such an outlandish creature ever come to exist? What was the true purpose of this spectacular yet baffling armor? Let us know in the comments which dinosaur's anatomy you find the most mysterious. Now,
Over here.
let's journey
Bring it
back in
faster.
time and open the forgotten file of a single life. Our story begins not in a Jurassic forest, but in the rugged quarries of Wyoming during the infamous Bone Wars of the late 1800s. It was a time of frantic, competitive fossil hunting, and the bones being unearthed were unlike anything seen before. When the first partial skeleton of this new animal emerged, it created utter confusion. The massive, flat, plate-like bones were a complete enigma. The paleontologist who first described it, Othniel Charles Marsh, theorized that they must have laid flat on the animal's back, overlapping like shingles on a roof. This led to its name, Stegosaurus, meaning roof lizard. It's a wonderfully imaginative, but incorrect, first draft of history. Early reconstructions even placed the tail spikes on its head and scattered the plates all over its body. These initial sketches, now amusing to look back on, highlight just how alien this creature was. It was a biological puzzle box. No modern animal offered any comparison, leaving scientists to guess at the function of its parts. This scattered skeleton was the first whisper of a truly unique life form. A giant that would challenge our very ideas of what a dinosaur could be. We leave the dusty quarries of the 19th century and travel 150 million years into the past, to a nesting ground hidden in a grove of cycads. Here, on the warm, sandy soil, lies a clutch of eggs, each no bigger than a grapefruit. A subtle cracking sound breaks the silence. From one of the shells, a small, damp creature struggles free. This is you, at the very beginning of your journey. You are tiny, perhaps only a foot, about 30 centimeters long, and weighing just a few pounds. You look nothing like the icon you will one day become. Your back is bare, showing no hint of the colossal plates to come. Your tail is short and fleshy, with no sign of the deadly spikes that will define your adult life. You are, in this moment, utterly defenseless. Your only advantages are your small size, which allows you to hide among the low-lying ferns, and the watchful presence of your massive mother, whose legs are like ancient tree trunks from your perspective on the forest floor. The world you have entered is the Morrison Formation of North America, a vast floodplain teeming with giants. This ecosystem was home to some of the largest land animals of all time. Sauropods like Diplodocus and Brachiosaurus, weighing tens of tons, could crush you with a single misplaced step. and predators are everywhere. It's not just the 9-ton Allosaurus you must fear. Smaller, swifter hunters are an even more immediate threat to a creature your size. Your first meals are the softest leaves and mosses, easily processed by your small, weak beak. You must grow, and quickly. Your life is a race against the odds, a desperate scramble to gain enough size to no longer be an easy meal. Your famous armor is not a birthright. It is a fortress that must be built, bone by bone, over many years of perilous growth. Right now, you are simply a small animal in a world of titans, your survival hanging by the most delicate of threads. Years pass under the relentless Jurassic sun. You are no longer the tiny, scurrying hatchling. You've grown to the size of a large hog, a solid mass of muscle and bone. But you are still a long way from the giant you will become. This is the awkward age, the period of transformation. Your body has begun its most famous and bizarre project, the construction of your armor. Along the ridge of your spine, small bony nodules, called osteoderms, have pushed up through your tough, pebbled skin. They started small, but are now growing into the unmistakable diamond shapes of your kind. These are not extensions of your spine. Fossil evidence shows the plates were rooted directly in the skin, a feature that gave them a degree of flexibility. They are clumsy and get snagged on low-hanging branches. You have to learn to maneuver your changing body through the dense fern prairies, your shifting center of gravity making you feel unsteady on your own 4 feet. At the tip of your tail, the same process is underway, but with a more lethal purpose. 4 bony cones are erupting, the first sign of your future weapon, the thagomizer. Your life is consumed by a single, overwhelming drive to eat. Your head is remarkably small for your body, housing a brain case no larger than a clenched fist. And it is a tool with one primary function. You spend almost every waking moment with your beak to the ground, methodically snipping away at ferns, cycads, and horsetails. You must consume hundreds of pounds of this tough vegetation every day to fuel the incredible energy demands of growing not just bigger, but stranger. You feel the weight of your tail increasing and learn to swing it, the muscles in your hindquarters and tail strengthening with every awkward practice swing. It's an instinct you don't yet understand, a preparation for battles you have not yet fought. The living fortress is slowly rising. The awkward juvenile is gone, replaced by a 9-ton living citadel. You are now a fully mature Stegosaurus, your body a masterpiece of biological engineering. And at last, the great riddle of your existence can be addressed. The purpose of your plates. For a century, humans would believe they were for defense, a kind of passive shield.
As a formidable defense.
But the reality, which you live every day, is far more complex. Up close, the plates are not thick, solid armor. They are relatively thin structures of bone. And fossil analysis shows they were filled with a complex network of blood vessels. A direct, powerful bite from an Allosaurus would likely shatter them. Their true purpose is threefold. First, they are your engine of thermoregulation. In the cool Jurassic mornings, you turn your body broadside to the sun, pumping blood through the plates to act as giant solar panels, warming you far faster than your rivals. In the midday heat, you turn into the wind, using them as radiators to cool your massive body. Second, and perhaps most importantly, they are a billboard. By flushing blood into the vast network of capillaries, you can turn your plates from a dusty ochre to a brilliant, shocking crimson in seconds. It's a spectacular display to intimidate rivals and, hopefully, to convince a predator that you are too large and vigorous to be worth the trouble. But sometimes, the display is not enough. the Allosaurus from the tree line decides to attack. It lunges, aiming for your flank. And this is where the third purpose of your armor becomes terrifyingly clear. The plates are for show, but the tail is for war. Your front legs plant themselves, and you pivot on your massive hind limbs with a surprising, deadly grace. Biomechanical studies confirm you could swing your tail at over 40 miles per hour, about 65 kilometers per hour. The four spikes at its end, the thagomizer, become a blur. There is a sickening crunch as one of the yard-long spikes finds its mark, puncturing deep into the predator's thigh. This is not speculation. The fossil record holds the proof. An Allosaurus vertebra has been found with a perfectly circular, healed puncture wound, a hole that precisely matches the tip of a Stegosaurus tail spike. The predator roars in agony and shock, limping away. You have survived. The riddle is solved. Your plates make the threat, but your tail delivers the consequence. The wound from the Allosaurus attack is a distant memory, a gnarled scar on your tail muscle that serves as a testament to your victory. Decades have passed. You are an old warrior now. Your magnificent plates chipped and scarred, a roadmap of a long, hard-fought life. The brilliant crimson you could once flush into them is now a duller, more muted signal. Your gait is slow and ponderous, each step a deliberate effort to move your immense weight. Younger, more vigorous males now dominate the territorial displays, their plates glowing with vitality. You have ceded your status, not in a final battle, but through the quiet, gradual erosion of time. The seasons in the Morrison are harsh and unforgiving. A prolonged drought has gripped the land, turning the lush fern prairies into fields of brown, brittle husks. The herd is forced to travel farther each day in search of water and fresh growth. The journey taxes your aging body to its limit. One morning, as the herd begins its slow march toward the horizon, you lack the strength to join them. By the unwritten, brutal law of the natural world, they move on. You are left alone in the vast, arid landscape. You make your way to the cracked mud of a dry riverbed, a place of promised water that has long since vanished. There is no final predator, no dramatic last stand. Your end comes with a quiet dignity. You lie down, the immense strain on your ancient heart finally becoming too much. Your breathing, once powerful enough to mist the cool morning air, grows shallow. The Jurassic sun beats down on your back, warming your plates one last time. As you fall still, the wind begins to shift, a sign of the changing season. It picks up the fine dust of the floodplain and begins to cover your immense form, grain by grain. Your life as a walking, breathing creature is over. Your long journey into stone is about to begin. The first rains of the wet season finally arrive, not as a gentle shower, but as a torrential downpour. The dry riverbed awakens, transforming into a muddy, flowing channel. Water swirls around your immense body, and layers of sand and silt begin the slow process of burial. As the last of your tough skin and ligaments decay, the elements of your great puzzle begin to drift apart. Your plates and spikes, rooted only in skin and not attached to your vertebrae, are plucked free by the gentle
I
current.
have never seen anything
One
like
comes
it.
to rest a few feet away,
Truly
another
baffling.
is half buried upside down, while the rest are scattered in a chaotic halo around your skeleton. This single, simple act of disarticulation is the reason your true appearance would remain a mystery for so long to your future discoverers. You are no longer a single entity, but a collection of clues that must be reassembled. The burial continues, layer upon layer, until you are hundreds of feet deep within the earth. The immense pressure and the slow, patient work of mineral-rich water begins. Over countless millennia, The silica in the groundwater seeps into every microscopic void in your bones and scattered plates, replacing the original organic material with immortal stone. Every detail is preserved. The porous texture of your vertebrae, the sharp tip of your thagomizer spikes, and the intricate network of grooves that once carried blood across the surface of your plates. You are now a fossil, locked inside the rock of the Morrison Formation. Above you, deep time unfolds on an unimaginable scale. 90 million years after your death, the reign of the dinosaurs ends in a global catastrophe, an event you are blissfully unaware of in your stone tomb. The age of mammals dawns. Mountains rise, continents drift, and the very climate of the planet transforms again and again. All the while, you wait, a scattered puzzle sleeping in the dark. 150 million years after the river scattered your bones, another force begins to reassemble them. Human curiosity. In the arid badlands of the American West, a fossil hunter uncovers your skeleton.
Wait, this doesn't
or
make
rather,
sense.
the pieces of it. The discovery is a puzzle. The backbone is here, but the strange, flat plates are found several feet away, leading to the same confusion that plagued your very first discoverers. It would take decades, and the discovery of more specimens, for science to piece together the truth of your alien anatomy. In the bright, sterile labs of museums, your story is finally read. Scientists examine the fossilized plates and discover the telltale grooves and channels that housed a vast network of blood vessels. This is the crucial clue. It reveals the plates not as simple shields, but as complex biological structures, perfect for display and for regulating temperature. The idea of you flushing them with color, of using them as living billboards, is born from this hard evidence. The mystery of your tale is solved with even more dramatic flair. The discovery of an Allosaurus fossil with a perfectly matching puncture wound in its pelvis becomes a paleontological smoking gun. It is the ultimate proof that your thagomizer was no mere decoration. It was a devastatingly effective weapon, and you knew how to use it. Your tiny head yields its secrets too. An endocast of your brain cavity confirms that your brain was small, a simple engine to drive a body built for eating and defending. Slowly, the image of the clumsy, ill-conceived monster is replaced by a sophisticated and successful survivor. Your bizarre armor was a multi-tool, a brilliant evolutionary solution for thriving in a world of giants. You are resurrected not as a creature of fantasy, but as a testament to the elegant and sometimes very strange power of natural selection. The journey of this singular, strange animal stands as a powerful reminder that the story of life is not always a simple line of progress. Sometimes it is a spectacular explosion of beautiful, bizarre, and utterly unique forms. The Stegosaurus, once a baffling puzzle of scattered bones, has been resurrected by science to become one of the most beloved and recognizable shapes from the prehistoric world. To see its skeleton today is to see a creature that succeeded not in spite of its strangeness, but because of it. Its plates, which once warmed it in the Jurassic sun, now ignite the imaginations of millions. The ground beneath our feet holds countless other such stories, other weird and wonderful solutions to the problem of survival. The file of this plated giant shows us that the past is a far more creative and astonishing place than we can possibly imagine. A gallery of life's greatest and strangest masterpieces, each one waiting for its story to be told.